Hey everyone, today I'll be talking about the 4v4 maps, the 8-player maps. I finally got done. I'm pretty sure I tried them all out. I played each map once. The ones I liked, I played a couple times. The ones with interesting spawns, I played quite a few times to try out all the spawns. And yeah, so I can do, this is going to be like a map review of these mod maps. Now you can play these maps on any game mode and you can do whatever mod you want. I played all these on vanilla just to get like a baseline. Once I get the baseline of how I feel about it, I can use mods to change it to how I feel. So because this is the 8-player one, this is gonna be like the finale. I did a few map review videos before. So you got the 6-player maps, 4-player maps. And yeah, I guess I'll tell you how I feel. So some of them were really weird. This is the review part. Some of them were really weird and I didn't really like it. They were just too unique or too ambitious. Wasn't a big fan of. Some of them didn't work. I don't know if it was the wrong game mode or what, but some of them just straight up didn't work. Oh yeah, all these Sorry, I just woke up. All these maps take up like no space on my computer. So if you do decide to download these maps take up like 0 space. I think these maps take up less space than a replay. The replays are like a couple megabytes. These maps are actually smaller than that. I'm not sure how, but these maps take up like no space on my computer. So feel free to download these. I would say half of them are fun, and I'll go ahead and go down the list and talk about them. And yeah, this should be the finale. I made a few of these before. If you guys want like actual gameplay start to finish, let me know. I can totally do that. I do read your comments, so yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you want me to play on a certain map, do whatever. The people I play Crucible with actually don't have these. So you'll probably, all my Crucible videos will probably be on the normal maps, the starting out ones. Anyways, I guess I should start talking about this. Oh yeah, if you get a new mod, like the Beastman mod, it's actually super fun to play the Beastman mod on new maps that you haven't played before. I found it extremely fun. I'm just a big fan of the Beastman mod. Anyways, I guess I should go through the maps real quick. I don't have each map memorized, but I did play each one start to finish. So Battle Island. Battle Island, not a huge fan of. As you can see here, player 1 spawns pretty close to player 8, and it only takes like a minute for these two to fight. The map is still pretty big. I think there's 2 listening points. I'm pretty sure there's 2 listening points between this player and this player. So it's a pretty big map. I want to say there's like 20 or 30 listening posts on the map, which is quite a bit. It might actually be more than that. So my feelings on this one, it's kind of a mess. You want to make jump units for the early game, but it's super hard to micro that. I was having a really hard time microing my units on this map. It's just too big. And also you spawn super close to each other. It's just a really awkward map. Not a huge fan of it. This one I actually made a couple videos on. This map here is, I would say, is pretty basic. You got all these listening posts here, and they don't really defend anything. They're just there for points. These listening posts don't defend your base at all. And then you got this fighting area in the middle. I would say it's a pretty basic map. It's decent. It makes a lot more sense than this one. I'll say that. Bravery Hope. I don't remember this one too well. I remember liking it. I think this is like a okay map. I don't remember it too well. Oh, it's a Warcraft map. It says right here it's a Warcraft 2 map. Interesting. Did not know that. I didn't actually read these. Quarry Wars. I don't think I like Quarry Wars, right? I'm pretty sure I didn't like this one. It was too like claustrophobic. So I'm not a huge fan of that map. Damn. This one sucked. I'm pretty sure this one was just bad. So I'm not a fan of this one. It's a really weird map. The listening posts are really weird. They're in really weird spots. Just not a huge fan of that one. This map here, I don't remember too well. I think I like this one. I think this one was fine. This was a decent map. I don't remember it too well. Valhalla, this one sucked. It's kind of like Mortalis. It's Mortalis, but worse. That's how I feel about it. I'll pull up Mortalis real quick. If I can find it. It's Mortalis, but worse. You guys know this map? This is a pretty popular map. I would say it's Mortalis, but worse. So I'm not a huge fan of it. This one here, I think this one here was pretty bad. It just took forever to get from player to player, and it just wasn't that fun. So that one there was pretty bad. This one here, the land is actually super small. This land right here is about the size of 2 squads. So really, at the most, you can only fight with 2 squads at a time. And it was alright. I mean, if you're doing like a small battle, I think it was alright. You don't really notice it. But if you want to do like a big battle, if you want to do like a really, really big battle, you can't really do a whole lot on this one. Oh, it's a StarCraft map. Interesting. But yeah, it's just you can only fight like 2 squads or so. If you want to do like really, really big fights, you can't. So not a huge fan of that one. If you want to do big fights, you can't. Abandoned City. I think this one was pretty decent. I don't remember it too well, so I think it was forgettable. It's an okay map, but it's forgettable. This one here, I think this one here was actually pretty good. I think this is the first good map. Pretty sure. Yeah, I think this was a good map. I don't remember it too well. Big Game Hunter. This map here and this map here it's exactly the same map. These 2 maps are exactly the same if you look at them. So, yeah, not a great map. This one here is actually pretty good. I like the art style a lot. You're in like this cave, and it's kind of spooky. It kind of reminds me of those Zelda games. You know, those Zelda games where you go in the caves and explore them. Kind of like that. So I actually like this. I like the design of the map. It's not very fun to play on. I would say it's not a fun map, but it looks good. City Under Siege. This one here I think was pretty bad. The middle is just a mess. This middle area is just a huge mess. And I just was not a big fan of it. So yeah, not a big fan of that one. Icelands. I think this is another map that was just a huge mess. It's not the worst map ever, but it's not a great map. Solid Siege. This one here, I think you can rush and just beat it. No, this isn't the map where you can rush and like beat it in 2 seconds. Oh, this is a map. Okay. So, your team spawns in the middle, and the enemy team would spawn on the sides. So the enemy team would be here, and the other enemy team be here, and you kind of be sandwiched. Is an interesting idea. You getting attacked from both sides. This middle area is actually huge. It takes like 3 minutes to get from here to here. It's a massive middle area. I would say it's actually a decent map. It's an okay map. It's just a weird map. Riverfront. I think this one was okay. It's too small. I think this one, the problem with this map, it was just too small. And the buildings would cover up. It was hard to click on anything because the buildings would block your view. So I'm not a huge fan of that one. Adonis Prime. I think we played Crucible on this map. This map here is decent. I think it's like a Necron. Yeah, it's a Necron map. I think this is also. I would say this is a good map. It's not my favorite, but it's one of the better ones in the game. I would say this is okay map. And if you like Necrons, this is a Necron map. It looks great. Like the visuals are great. It's just not super fun to play on. So I think the visuals are amazing. Ashes. Ashes is actually a good map. I actually like this one a lot. This is a good map. So this over here, this corner is optional. It's just money and slag. These corners here are just optional. And then you got like this fortress. You can put like turrets on these like walls. You can build quite a bit of a fortress here. And you got this middle area where you fight in. And then you gotta breach this fortress here. Every time you play on this map, it takes forever because of that. And these optional areas are super hard to take control of. But it's an interesting map. I like it. Ashes. I would say Ashes is a good map. Boss of the Hill. This was an okay map. I think this one's decent. This one's an alright map. It's kind of awkward though, especially this area here, this corner. You can't enter in this middle area. This middle area is a dead zone. You can't go in there, so you have to go around this circle. You have to actually go around the circle, which takes forever. So I'm not a huge. I'm gonna take it back. This is a bad map. I'm gonna take it back. This is a pretty bad map. Cape, TOD. This is actually an okay map. So basically you can't cross this middle area. And you have to go through this it's a really long walk from here all the way over here to all the way over here. And you can't shoot each other from right here, this middle area. But you have to walk all the way over here. And by the time you walk over there, you're usually tier 2. So it's a really weird map. It's not the worst map ever. It's better than most of the maps on here. But it's a really weird map. It's okay. I would say it's decent. Trenches. I think trenches didn't work, or it was a mess. I think this was a mess of a map, if I remember right. This map here, Cliffs of Carfi. This was actually a pretty good map. This middle area here is really fun. This side area here is really fun. You can actually go down this path right here. If you can see this line. If you can see this line right here, you can actually walk on that. This area down here is optional. I would say Cliffs of Carfi is a good map. This is actually a pretty good map. I like that one a lot. Cold Chamber, I think it's vanilla. Right, that's a vanilla map. It's just, I think it's just bigger. It's the same map, but bigger. Cold Water. I think Cold Water didn't work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this map didn't work. Community Map Project. This map here is just not fun. As you can see here, you got like a grass area, then you have like a fire area, then you have like an ice area over here. I play this map as Dark Eldar, and I can get from one side of the map pretty quick. It says it's 1,000, but this map here is pretty small, I think. It's probably this water here. This water here takes up a good chunk of the map. But it's actually a pretty small map, and it's not fun. This is not a fun map. So not a big fan of this one. Community Map Project 2. Not a big fan of that one. Made by 9 people, huh? A masterpiece, huh? Yeah, just not a big fan of this map. It's not very good. Street to Street. I think this one was alright. It was an okay map. Either that or it didn't work. This was an okay map. It's not great, but it's an okay. Dam of War. Dam of War. This one sucked. It took like an hour to go from this middle area to the side area. This map here sucked. I'm not a big fan of that one. That's a bad map. Dune Outpost. I think Dune Outpost is okay. Most of the desert maps are decent. They're not like fantastic, but they're okay. Dizzy. I think this is another map that didn't work. So I'm pretty sure Dizzy didn't work. Fortress. This one I played with friends. This one here was actually pretty good. If you're doing like survival or whatever, you want to spawn in this middle area. You want to spawn in this middle area and fight the computer over here. I would say this map here is actually pretty fun. We actually made Titans and stuff on it, and the map had no issues at all. We made like 2 or 3 Titans, and we didn't crash. The Titans didn't like fall through the map or anything. This is actually, I would say this is actually a pretty good map. That's a good map there. It's good for if you want a challenge. So that's another good map. Leave Vex. I don't remember this one at all. I actually don't know if I played it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I played that one. Lorne 5. This one definitely crashed. I'm pretty sure this one crashed. That one, I'm pretty sure this one doesn't work. Seaport September. This map sucks. This map sucks so much. This beginning area right here is super awkward. And you can just put turrets in the middle and you'll probably win. It's a bad map. This is a really bad map. Streets of Megorian. I think this one was okay. I don't think I had any real issues with it. I think this map here, you can rush and win pretty fast. You spawn pretty close to the enemy. And if you, like, here's the good player, and here's, like, the evil player, right? here's like the good guy, here's like the bad guy. You see how close they are? I don't know if you can see that, but they're pretty close. They're like 2 streets away from each other. So yeah, it's an okay map, but you can rush and win. It's okay. This map here I actually really liked. I played this map like 10 times. This is probably my favorite map out of all of these. I'll go ahead and show you it. This is actually a really, really solid map. This is probably my favorite map on the list. When I was trying out like mods and stuff and new factions, this is a map I used to try stuff on. It's fun. It's a really fun map. So you got your spawn here. The spawn here is like a triangle. So it's pretty fun to fight in. I like fighting in this triangle area. It makes like micro and fights pretty interesting. And then you got this middle area. This middle area here is mostly for money, but it's pretty interesting. You got this low area here. You got this high area here. It makes fights pretty fun. It makes vehicles really hard because most vehicles can only shoot straight. They can't really turn around. So it makes vehicles aren't very good on this map, to be honest with you. And then you got this entrance here. This entrance here is pretty cool. And then you got this middle area here, which is just pure fighting and death. This area here, if you have snipers, the snipers won't die. You can run around this area. You can just kite and kite and kite. If you got like snipers right here, you can just kite, you know. Artillery is really strong right here too. You can put artillery like right here, and you can shoot this whole area. And then you attack the other player's base. You have to go up this hill, destroy that, which will usually be defended. And then usually there's a forward base here for faster reinforcements. So you take this out, you go down here, there'll be like a forward base of a whole army. And then you go down here, which is like a final, this would be like the final stand. And you have to kill everything here. This would be like a huge final stand. And it's really fun. It's a really, really fun fight. The only problem is, if you spawn here, like right here, and this guy here gets attacked or died, or gets killed off, it's pretty much impossible to support him. There's no real way to support this guy. He's screwed. So yeah, this is probably my favorite map. It's really, really good. That's what a good map looks like. If you guys want to know what a good map looks like, that's what it looks like. Okay. Valley of Subversion. This one was pretty good actually. I actually like this one quite a bit. So that's another good map. Water trenches. This one here was pretty basic. This is a very basic and boring map. Titan Down. Titan Down was alright. I think me and the guys played Crucible on this one. You can definitely make Titans. This map, you can have like 4 or 5 Titans on this map and go at it. It's a pretty big map. I would say if you're doing like a big fight, if you want to do nukes, this is a pretty good map for nukes. You can't really rush on this map too. So yeah, pretty good map for big fights. You're pretty much guaranteed to have Titans on this map because of how big it is. So pretty cool. I like that one. Battle of Mordia. This one here was kind of boring. It's pretty easy to get from here to over here. If you have a jump unit, you can get over here in like 2 jumps. It's an okay map. It's alright. Bunker 151. I don't remember this one at all. But it looks awful just from looking at it. You have these walls here who protect the player, and then you have this one entrance. Having one entrance on a map is terrible. So I think this is already a pretty bad idea. This looks like a bad map. Demon World Online. This one is slightly better than the community map. The community map is awful. This one here is slightly better. You can see there's like a snow area, there's a grass area, there's a volcano area. It's basically the same map, but this one here is a little bit better, I think. It's still a mess. It's a huge mess of a map, which I'm not a big fan of. But I do think it's better than the community one. Community map is really bad. Epsilon Base. This map here is fun. I think this is a fun map. It's not a fair map though. If you get spawned right here on the top, it takes like an hour to get to this corner. So yeah, you better have like a teleport, because it really does take like an hour to go from here to this corner. So if you're player 2 though, and you attack like player 8, that is fun. So I would say Epsilon Base is a silly map. It's a very silly map. Garden sucks so hard. This map here, this is probably the worst map I played on. So these areas here that you spawn on are massive. It takes forever to cap your points. I think it took me like a good 4 minutes to cap my points, because these areas look small, but they're actually massive. And you can only fight in this middle area, and this middle area takes like an hour to get to. This is probably one of the worst maps ever. This is definitely one of the worst maps ever made. If you want to know what the worst map ever made is, this is it. This is a terrible, terrible map. This one here is okay. There's a lot of maps that are like this. You start out on one corner of the map, all 4 players, and then you have the other side, all 4 players. It's a fair map, but there's so many that are like this. This is a very common thing. So you got 4 players here, you got 4 players here. They follow this road. I don't know if you can see it, but there's this road here, and then you fight. It's a very predictable map, and you can't use jump units on this map. There's no way you can jump. You can't jump this. So jump units are just obsolete. There's no real reason to make them. So you can't do jump units. You can't teleport. You can't really do anything. You can't use artillery. Artillery doesn't work on this map. The gap is just too big. So a lot of strategies go out the window. Really, if you want to do a basic, like level 1, level 2 massive fight, this is pretty good for that. I would say this map is good for new players, because this is just a big map to do big fights. So I would say this is good for new players. Snowy Islands. Snowy Islands is actually a pretty good map. So you got your spawn here. The spawns here, each spawn is unique, which is cool. Every spawn is unique. And then you got this middle area, which is actually pretty big. You can fit like 3 or 4 tanks on it. It's a pretty big middle area, and you can duke it out for a long time. And this is actually a really solid map. Snowy Islands. I would say Snowy Islands is a good map. That's a fun one. Tau Homeworld. This map here is just not fair at all, and it's pretty fun. If you like a challenge, this is a really good challenge map. It's great for nukes. if you want to nuke stuff, this is great. But yeah, this is an okay map. It's a silly map. It's more of a joke map. Perils of the Warp. This map here is okay. You can attack. It's a circle, so you can attack on this side, and you can also go down here as a shortcut and attack. But if you use this shortcut, all the turrets are right here, all the listening posts. So the shortcut was kind of useless because it would just be turrets everywhere, unless you had like a million rocket launchers. There's no real way to go down the shortcut, so it kind of forced you to fight on this side area here. It's not the worst map ever. I would say it's okay. Urban Blight. I think this one here crashed. Pretty sure Urban Blight crashed. That one, pretty sure that doesn't work. Test Site Gamma. Test Site Gamma is actually an okay map. If you want big fights, this is a good map for that. And you can see all these open like roads, and it makes traveling pretty easy. It's pretty easy to go from one corner to the other corner. I would say this is actually a pretty good map. Test Site Gamma is good. I think this is a vanilla map just blown up. So there you go. Ash Waste. Ash Waste is pretty good. This is like an orc map. You can just make a million orcs. This is actually, I would say Ash Waste is a good map. That's a good one. This map here I think crashed or something. It wasn't very good. Cadian Pylons, that's not a very good one. Carter's Trophy. Carter's Trophy was a mess. I remember this map being a total mess. I couldn't win. I wasn't able to beat this map. It's just a total mess. I think you only have like 2 listening posts. I think you have 2 listening posts and that's it. So that's a total mess of a map. City Center. I don't remember this one too well. I think this one is decent. Or no, I think this is the one I did that Chaos. Yeah, I think that was Chaos, right? Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure I was Chaos when I played this. This is an okay map. I take it back. This is actually an okay map. I think all the listening posts are on the sides, and the critical location and the relics are in the middle. So really what you want to do is go down these sides here, and if you want the relic you have to go down the middle. Pretty good map actually. It's an okay map. Deacon's Hubris. I think this one here was just really boring. I remember this one being super boring. So Deacon Hubris, that one's just really boring. Jungle. Most jungle maps are okay, not great. This one here is okay. Hive. Hive is another okay map. I think this one here was kind of bad. Yes, this one here is kind of bad. There's this big like hill. There's like this mile-high hill, and there's like a turret at the top of the hill. It can shoot you for like an hour. So that hill is just a huge pain in the ass. So yeah, not a huge fan of that one. Not a huge fan of that big hill in the middle of the map. Gorge of Trials. This map here sucked. I couldn't beat it, and because I couldn't beat it, just because I couldn't beat it, I still review it like objectively. This map here sucks. This is another map where I think you have like 2 listening posts, and it just sucks. This is a terrible map. Gorge of Trials. Gorge of Trials sucks. Jarkra's Island. Jarkra Island. I think this one here was just too big. Yeah, this one here was just too big. It's an okay map. It's got potential. It's got potential to be good, but it's just too big. Dunes. Dunes is super awkward. This is just a really awkward map. Not a huge fan of it. Also, if you put like artillery, if you put artillery right here, you can shoot all the players. You can shoot all the players, and because of the way the spawns are, there's not a whole lot of ways to counter it. So really what you gotta do is put artillery right here in the middle of the map, and you win. That's all you really gotta do for that one. You put artillery here and you win. Magmarus is awful. It's super awful. I don't know if you can see it, but these roads here are super claustrophobic. And it's not fun to fight on this map. It's really not. Fighting on that map is a chore. So that's a bad one. Palace of Thorns. This one here is okay. Nothing too special. Red Scar. I'm pretty sure Red Scar didn't work. I'm pretty sure this map here crashed. Arcs. This is like an Eldar map. It's like a swamp map. This one here is pretty bad. I would say this map here is pretty bad because this middle area is too big. This middle area is just way too big. So I would say that map's bad. Ascension Drifts. I would say this is another bad map. The spawns are just super awkward. It's just really awkward to play this map. It's not a fun map. It's too awkward. Renegade Fortress. I don't remember if I played. Yeah, I don't think I played that one. I think I skipped it. Black Fortress. This is an okay map. Pretty basic. It's okay, I guess. Coral City. Pretty sure didn't work or it wasn't fun. So that one you can skip. Citadel 149. I think this one here was decent. Yeah, this was actually a fun map. It's not fair at all, but it's actually, I would say it's a fun map. Dainton Vale. I think Dainton Vale was just super boring. So not a huge fan of this map. It was just really boring. Daughter's Pits. I think Daughter Pits was another boring one. It's okay, I guess. It's not great. Forest of Hate. I played this map like 3 times and I still don't remember it. So I think this is just a really forgettable map. It's not a great map. Fort Atlantis. I think that one there crashed. Pretty sure Fort Atlantis crashed. Glacier. Glacier is actually decent. This is actually an okay map. Yeah, I would say this is actually a playable. This is a playable map. It's decent. I can play this map and be alright. Green Valley. Green Valley is okay, I guess. Not great. Hydrofor was actually decent. This is actually, I would say this is an acceptable map. This is an acceptable map to me. Ice Cross was decent. This is an okay map. It's decent. Ishvan. That one's not loading. Manufactorum. This was a whatever map. It's not great. Marine Citadel. This map here I think took forever. And any map that takes forever is pretty bad. I don't like maps that take forever. It's not the worst map ever. I think it's okay. It just, if you play on this map, it takes forever. So expect like a half hour to an hour long match. It takes forever to win. Lights Out. Lights Out is okay map. I think I played this map 3 or 4 times. It's okay. It's an okay map. Marinas. I'm not sure how to say that one. This one here was actually, I would say this is a good map, but it's kind of too small. It's pretty easy to win on this one. So I would say this map's just too small. I think the design is fine. Like, it's an okay map. Is it? This, I would say, is a decent map. Botanical Gardens. This was an okay map. Pretty much all the forest maps are okay. Not great. Fruitia Major. This is map here. This map here was basically made for Titans. If you want to make Titans. If you want to make Titans and nukes, there you go. This map here was basically just for nukes and stuff. Cypress Crossing. This is actually a really good map. I'm actually a big fan of this one. We're ending it on a high note. I think this is actually a pretty solid map. Cypress Crossing Day. This is a good map. Verdant Isles. Verdant Isles was awkward. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's okay. Not a huge fan of Verdant Isles. And last but not least is Victoria. I actually really like Victoria. So this middle area here is optional, and the players spawn pretty close to each other. And whoever controls the optional area usually wins. So you kind of have to take over the optional area, the win. And you can still fight. You can fight within like minutes of starting the game. I think Victoria is actually an okay map. It's fun. It's a silly map. So I think this map here is pretty good. And I think Cypress. I think this is actually a good map. Cypress is a good map. This is a fun one. This map here you can do pretty much whatever you want and have fun. So I like Cypress a lot. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think I played every 4-player map or 8-player. I don't think I played every 8-player map, but I played majority of them. And yeah, those are my thoughts. If you guys decide to download this, download the maps. That's my review. And yeah, hopefully I convinced you to either download this or try it out. And if you already did download it, I would recommend playing on the maps that I thought were good. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's my thoughts. Bye.